Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm just going to be going over the new maintenance patch notes, essentially, that came out on October 26th. So they released a few new evolutions, some skill changes, leader skills, active skills, awakening changes, buffs here and there. Not too much has changed overall, but I just want to highlight and summarize what has occurred and just give my input on what I feel how it will impact our life in Puzzle & Dragons. So, first up is a new evolution for Durga, and Durga has, she had potential when she was first released, but then power creep came about and kind of sidelined her even though she was a 25 times leader, and it was just unfortunate, just the timing of her release and then the lack of viability a 25 times rainbow leader had then, and especially right now. Furthermore, she only had 4 awakenings, so she was kind of lackluster there as well, but with this new evolution, she actually gains 9, including a dual 2-prong and dual skill bind resist. So that gives her a lot more value as a sub now. And as a leader, she's able to form a 56.25 times attack, 2.25 times recovery rainbow leader for Devils. Now, 56 times attack in this day and age for a rainbow team is okay. It's okay. I'm just going to say it's okay. It's not spectacular. It does have a nice recovery boost, but it's tough to compete when you have other rainbow leaders who are dealing almost double the damage and they have a similar sub-pool restriction. So it's kind of annoying that this buff came so late. If this had happened maybe a year ago, Durga would have been phenomenal. She would have been very popular. People would have used her. But for now, she's kind of catching up, but still not enough to be relevant. And it's just more so her awakenings now that gives her at least viability as a sub. And you can use her as a sub possibly on Sephiroth teams, and that might be her best home now because she does cover water, which you do need, and she has dual skill bind resist, which Sephiroth badly needs because he doesn't have any. So there is value in Durga, and her active skill actually got buffed. Her active skill now does 2.25 times attack for gods and devils for 2 turns. Yes, you reset your health to 1, which has applications on Dark Metatron teams, but the double damage, 2.5 times damage for 2 turns has a lot of value. So her value as an assistant through skill inheritance has also increased. So it is nice to see Durga's getting some love. It's just I would like to have seen her get a bit more love. Next up is Sonata, and Sonata gains split evolution, so they kind of split into a better leader and a better sub. But the better leader is not really much of a leader, so it's not really worth making just for that aspect. And furthermore, the sub and the leader evolutions, they actually have very similar awakenings. They both grant you 2 additional offensive awakenings, with the Fire granting 2 Rose and the Fire Dark granting 2 Orb Enhances. So either one is viable. You can make whichever evolution benefits your team the most, because it depends if you need more Rose or more Orb Enhances. So you can make either one, and both should be pretty similar in terms of viability. However, the main downside is we don't really have a good home for him. Yes, he gains some typing so that he can be used on Rao teams, and could be used on Awoken Cow, but neither of those leaders are too popular at the moment, and we're kind of almost just patiently waiting for either Awoken Shiva or Ultimate Evolution Krishna to be released, because those 2 are stronger fire leaders and would give Sonata a great home, because they still have one of the strongest actives in the game for fire. It's just we don't have a good spot to use them on. Next is Mori Montanari, and Mori also received the split leader, split sub, except him, you should almost always make the water form. 11 out of 10 times you're probably going to make the water form because it has superior awakenings, and the leader skill in the water fire is kind of impractical. Furthermore, the water form has a physical typing, and physical typing allows him to use on Blue Sonya teams. And Blue Sonya is still a strong leader. You can clear a lot of content with her, and this is great because you do have that flexibility, but Mori Montanari will still probably be used a lot on Sarasvati teams because she was just released. And with his 2 turns of haste and pretty much guaranteed board for 100 times, he's a good sub. And with the haste, you can cycle up other actives. So what I like to do when I use him on my Sarasvati or Blue Sonya team is I use his active last. I use everyone else before, and then use the haste, and boom, people are ready once again. Next is Maeda Keji. I will never say that correctly, but he has an interesting active. His active allows you to reshuffle the board, and a reshuffled board allows you to basically remove locked orbs. So it has niche uses, and most notably on 297 Zeus, where you had the preemptive massive locked orbs. So there is value in having his active. However, he was not used as a sub very often because the randomness of his active. Because it's a reshuffle, it drops 30 new orbs from the sky. Those 30 orbs can come in any random array or pattern, so you may not be guaranteed to have all 6 elements or even elements of sufficient color to activate. So that's why he was not used on various rainbow leader teams, because of that inconsistency. Like, why would you want to take a chance of using an active to try and correct a bad board when you still could have a bad board? So his sub form does have dual two-prong and devil killer. So it is powerful, but you're still gambling on the randomness of his active. However, his leader form of light dark may have uses for players who do not have a strong glass cannon style leader. Like, he becomes a rainbow combo leader, but the rainbowness is kind of irrelevant because you need to match any 4 elements out of 6, so you can match 3 colors hearts or 4 colors. So it's easy to activate that, and then you just need to start matching up to 9 combos. So he will feel similar to like Ace Best Cat in the sense that you are kind of like really just a combo leader. So it gives people like an opportunity to at least have a high multiply leader if you do not have one. He could probably clear, I'm certain he can clear Arena 1, like especially in co-op, but it at least gives players an option to have a leader. And I think pure combo leaders are fun to play, so something to keep in mind. Could be worth mentioning. It's like, it could be fun, let's put it that way. And just remember, both evolutions can be used for skill inheritance, which may be his primary usage, to be honest. So, next is the monster buff. So these are buffs that occur to monsters that do not change their evolutions or whatnot. So Ganesha gained a slightly stronger active in the sense that it now voids all damage for 1 turn and enhances every single orb. So now it's a bit more powerful. Like, it used to only enhance light orbs, now you enhance both. So it has value there as a damage enhance. So as an inheritance, it has more value because you can inherit it onto any color team, and you still gain a damage enhance and the damage void. However, players are still eager for the new evolution of Ganesha that will allow them to provide 1.5 times rank, like player rank experience for clearing a dungeon. So that is applications and obviously experience of a lifetime and Monday dungeon. So look forward to that in the future. Durga received the active skill buff, which I described already, and perhaps the biggest highlight for most people is Sarasvati buff. So Sarasvati is a glass cannon 100 times leader who is very orb hungry, but deals spectacular burst damage. However, she did have some weak points, such as no skill bind resist and being obviously very orb hungry, and this buff helps alleviate both those problems. First off, she gains a skill boost and a skill bind resist. So those are pretty much the perfect awakenings for her. She can have actives ready sooner, and now she has skill bind resist. So now your teams are going to be 100% even in solo mode with relative ease. This is great. But the real change that might be affecting most people is the change to her leader skill. Before her leader skill, you had to match either connected 5 or connected 6 water orbs along with other water orb combos to hit 100 times. That made her require 12 orbs for 100 times of a row, or 11 for 100 times with a 5 orb plus 2 other water combos. Now she's able to achieve 100 times with only 9 water orbs, because her leader skill has been now reworked to 2 times attack for water, 2.5 times attack with 2 water combos, and 5 times with 3. So she always has passive 4 times damage, and this is important because you now can deal 25 times damage with only 6 water orbs. So you can sweep trash floors with relative ease because the Skyfall buff will most likely at least allow you to have 6 water orbs on the board, so this is meaningful now. So I am going to be updating my Sarasvati leader guide, so stay tuned to that in the next day or 2. However, I'm just going to illustrate here how her leader skill has changed. So this post will be in the description of the YouTube video, so take a look there if I go too fast or you just want to read this more in depth. But essentially, the old Sarasvati leader skill, it took a long time to scale up to reasonable damage. 9 water orbs only gave you 25 times, which felt kind of lackluster, and 11 is your 56, and then 12 is your 100 times. Now, with the new Sarasvati leader skill, you gain 25 times at only 2 combos, so 6 water orbs, and then you have 100 times at 3 combos. You still have the same peak damage because her maximum damage did not increase. You just changed the requirements for hitting it, so you can achieve 100 times with less water orbs. You still hit just as hard, but you now have the option to deal damage with less water orbs. And that's huge because you can save actives. You might not have to stall as awkwardly because it was frustrating to stall with her sometimes. So this is a big buff and a big improvement, and I'm gonna do an update to my leader guide. You can find it here, and I will probably do like a quick playthrough of something to showcase it as well. So those are all the buffs to monsters, and this is actually an interesting buff. Basically, it's a change in experience value. So the light snow, all the emerald dragons, like the baby ones and the super emerald dragons, all are buffed to grant additional monster experience when fused via power-up fusion. So this is unusual. Like I didn't expect this, but hey, who doesn't like more experience? Now you can level up your wood cards faster with less card monsters. And apparently they're actually going to be buffing all the Super King, or all the King fodders, or all the various colored dragons, as confirmed by Puzzle and Dragons Europe. They are going to buff them in waves, so this is great because now you can level up monsters with less effort, you have to run less Super Kings, pull the PAL machine less, so on and so forth. However, I think it's probably just a foreshadowing for when higher monster curve cards are released, such as like the Machine, Hera, Zeus, and Athena. I think they're all 16 million curves, so it might be a foreshadowing because we might be getting more cards that have bigger curves, but who knows. Either way, it's still a buff, and it's helpful either way. And in addition to that, all Tans now skill up things. More so, they skill up the sticker girls, so the Tans that you farm from Tan Infestation for skill inheritance, they at least have some collateral value. You can fuse them away for potential skill ups, but this might be more important if they ever rotate. It might rotate at some point in the future, and you might be able to skill up other things with greater ease, so that's nice. And finally, the special one-time bargain set is renewed, like that's what they called it, but I'm going to call it a limited time bundle because it's already happened once, so this is the second time. So it's not a special one-time purchase anymore. It's more of a limited time bundle, if you know what I'm saying. But this limited time bundle will allow you to purchase 10 magic stones, 1 special rare machine pull, and 10,000 PAL points for only $4.99 USD. So if you're Canadian like me, you'll be a little sad because it's a little bit more expensive. But if you have like Google Play or like the surveys, you can actually get some money for free, like just by filling out surveys. So it's pretty nice. So I'm going to do that for Mantastic. And in regards to the special rare machine pull, it is done via its own special machine that is separate from galas, Godfest, or any other promotional things going on. So as soon as you get it, you should just pull it right away because waiting for a Godfest does nothing because its rates are unaffected by anything else. So just pull right away. So in conclusion, like there were some buffs, there were some changes, not too much all around that didn't shake up too many things, but it's nice. Like who doesn't like new things coming out? And for all the Sarsvati users out there, you have something new to play with. So let me know what you think of this post in the comments below. I will link this in the description so you can find it on my website. Have a mantastic day and happy puzzling!